Hello and welcome to Have a Cup of Tea with Cal Doonican, your nurturing, friendly podcast over a cup of tea and a song. Now, I have said in the past that there's no hot takes in this podcast, no controversy. I'm afraid there may be a little bit of controversy in this particular episode, so that's just a warning for you. But the controversy will be over a nice cup of tea, and we're not going to fall out. We're definitely not going to fall out. So thanks for joining us, and here we go. Have a cup of tea with Cal Doonican, episode 3. Oh, okay, come in. All right, mate. How you doing? Fantastic. Lovely to see you. Brilliant. Yeah, you come round for a cup of tea. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's get the kettle on. Oh, isn't that a beautiful sound? Yeah. That kettle boiling. Fantastic. I'm glad you come back. Well, this is episode 3, isn't it, of Have a Cup of Tea with Cal Doonican, and this is a podcast, I suppose. That's the aim of it, and it's I'm aiming to be doing this for a whole year, 52 episodes of Have a Cup of Tea with Cal Doonican. Why? I don't know. I do know. What I want to do is create something that feels like having a nice cup of tea with a mate, because this world can be tiring, can't it? It can be all sorts of things, but I think there's always room for a nice, uplifting, nurturing cup of tea with a mate in all that busyness. So yeah. So I think that's the start, isn't it? So let's go. Have you got your drink yet? Would you like a biscuit to go with that? Let's see. Now you see, there's no handle on the biscuit drawer, the sweetie drawer. So what I have to do is open the cupboard below and then pull the drawer out by pressing against it. Now I think that's quite a good invention because it makes it harder for you to have stuff in the sweetie drawer. There's still some bad stuff in there left over from Christmas. Not so good stuff. I won't say bad. Not so good stuff. Biscuits and some chocolate. Not much. The rest of it's much more nutritious and healthy snacks. Look at those nuts, fruit, banana chips, cranberries. Oh, there's all sorts of goodies. You have what you want. Yeah, help yourself. Yeah, some of them. Good stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Right, okay. Let's go back. Let's go and have a sit down. Got your drink? Yeah, beautiful. So, this is the 3rd episode now, isn't it? And in 1 and 2, well, in episode 1, I tried to say what I'm planning to do for this year. So it's a task I've sent myself, and I'm going to do a podcast every week, talk about things that we can do to look after ourselves, and in the middle somewhere, I'm going to play one of my songs. So when we're thinking about looking after ourselves emotionally, my mate, I want us to think about the model of having a rechargeable emotional battery inside of us. A beautiful, rechargeable, emotional well-being battery inside of us. An emotional well-being battery. So think of a battery inside. We could call it a happy battery. We call it an okay battery, but happy battery sounds better, doesn't it? So that battery is inside us. It lasts a lifetime. It's a fantastic battery. It can get run down and drained by things that are going on and our thoughts and feelings and experiences. We could call them stressors. Stressors can run our battery down. But we can also charge it. It can be charged by positive experiences, events, lots of other things, positive thoughts. And that's, so emotional well-being battery that we've got inside ourselves. And if we maintain our battery and look after ourselves, it's fantastic. We feel okay more of the time. And that is a good, it helps us cope with the ups and downs of life. So if my happy battery was running a bit low, I might feel physically lethargic. I know that's one of my signs. I might be a bit foggy in the brain. I might not think as clearly as I usually would. I might withdraw a bit from my friends or family community if it's running low. Now, if it's running good, if my happy battery is well charged, which I'm thankful to say it is currently, I would be thinking clearer, although that might not be clear to notice from this podcast so far. But thinking clearer, I'd be noticing the positives more, noticing the good things that are happening around. I'd be mixing with my communities and enjoying them all, and feeling energetic, not feeling lethargic, feeling like I've got more life, more energy, if you like, which mixes nicely with that battery model, doesn't it? So last week talked about what can drain, all the drains on that battery, that emo battery in life, and recognising what might be sapping the energy out of our battery. Over time, we'll establish some common language that we share to help our understanding. And I'm talking about drains on the emotional well-being battery. And I'm not using a nice word that is very currently well known in use, stress. That's the better word to use, isn't it? So, yeah, what drains our battery we could think of as various stresses. What stresses have we experienced in the last week? So, common stresses, sources of drain on our emo batteries, our emotional well-being batteries, our happy batteries, things like work, maybe a lot on at work, too much on at work, maybe, relationships at work. I'm sure you can think of 3 or 4 possible stresses at work. Home life, family matters, kids, dogs, responsibilities, bills, lots of sources of stress in home life. Mention family, relatives, care responsibilities, all those kind of things can be stresses and drains on our battery. Did I mention finance? Yeah, I mean, that's a common one, isn't it? Lots of potential stress from all financial things. And then health, physical health, health of others, health of friends. So, yeah, essentially there's lots of potential stresses and drains on our emotional, happy battery. We are going to look at what charges, how we can charge our battery, charge that happy battery, and sources of charging the happy battery. And that's going to be the second half of this podcast, after we've had a little sing. Now, that's what comes next. Now, before I play today's song, which is called It's a Gift, I do need to say as well, I was thinking, I said, there's not going to be any politics in this podcast. Well, now, I don't know if that's realistic, is it? While you're having a cup of tea with a friend, no politics, because it's like life, isn't it? And also, just as I want this podcast to be like a nice, gentle, nurturing cup of tea, at the moment, one of the reasons I want to do that is because it seems to me at the moment in the world there's a lot of doom-mongery about. What do I mean by that? Negativity. It seems to me that the newspapers and the TVs, which are all owned by billionaires as far as I can see, are perpetually bombarding us with stressful news. Now, it would almost seem like they want to make us feel sad. Now, or sad or stressed. Now, there's a funny thing that I have read, and I must admit I believe it, that at hard times, during hard times, people move to the right politically, and people, when they're struggling, they tend to withdraw in themselves and concentrate more on looking after themselves, become a little bit more selfish, you could say. Now, and in good times, when there's times of plenty and happy times, we're more happy to share what we've got and more positive to our fellow man. And now, I can't help but wonder, could these billionaires be trying to upset us so that we fall out with each other and don't ask for things to be a bit fairer, sharing things? That's why they've got all the money and everything. Okay, we can talk politics because we're mates. So in this country, we had that thing called Brexit. I thought personally that was a terrible mistake. Now, my friend and neighbour next door thought it was a good thing. Now, we have discussed this and argued and mocked each other over it, but we're still friends. We can still have a cup of tea. And that's the way I would say it's best for things to be. You're not going to fall out with your mates over a cup of tea. You can have a disagreement. But yes, so this song, "It's a Gift," is about looking after ourselves and enjoying life and enjoying the gift of life, despite its ups and downs. Maybe even because of them. I'm wittering on now anyway. It's a gift. Thank you very much.
It's a gift, not a burden. I thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For I make it rotten because I have forgotten. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I got food in my belly, I got football on the telly, I got you by my side. I guess I'm doing fine. But scientists keep telling me I should be in misery. I guess it goes to show that statistics are a lie. It's a gift, not a burden. I thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For I make it rotten because I have forgotten. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, I was ginger when I still had hair. I'm not too hot in underwear. I seen the wrong side of an institution's walls. For all these things I've got to say, I'm glad my life has been this way. I guess it goes to show everything can work out fine. It's a gift, not a burden. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For I make it rotten because I have forgotten. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your family history, your accidents, a mystery. You're from the wrong side of town. Research is telling me failure is your destiny. Why don't you give up now? But you're a hoodie and a goodie from a single parent family. There's no drugs or stolen goods in your broken home. I guess what I'm trying to say, forget them and doom-mongers. Don't let the statistician bastards grind you down. It's a gift, not a burden. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. For I make it rotten because I have forgotten. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, well, that's another song done. That's It's a Gift. It's a Gift by me, Cal Doonican, and it is out there in the musical world. You can find that on Apple Music and all the other ones, Amazon and Spotify and all that sort of stuff, if you wanted to, and I hope you will. Thank you very much for listening to it just now. Now then, next bit is about charging our batteries, and I've got a couple of little exercises to do. But before we get into that, I suppose I just wanted to share something with you. Now, I have caused myself a bit of stress with this decision to do 52 podcasts over a year. I have been, but yes, I've created some stress for myself. I've created a target to hit that I didn't have to hit last year. So, but I think, and the research would support that, it's good to have a bit of stress, isn't it? If we're working our emotional well-being battery, that keeping it powering up and down, it's getting stronger, it's getting more resilient and stuff like that. So it's a good thing to create a little bit of stress. Now, I have created some other stress in that along with these 52 episodes, I'm going to play a song of mine in the middle, like I just did. Now, at the moment, I've only got 26 songs recorded and out there under various names, like Cal Doonican, Robot Radio, Planet Loco. I think that's the main ones. Pardon me, King Callahan. So, over the 52 weeks of this year, I'm going to have to pull my finger out and do another 26. Well, that's some extra stress, but it's good stress, and I hope that I will share them with you over this coming year, those extra 26. So 52 songs over the year. Anyway, enough of that. So that's that. On to the meat of the thing now. Now, I've said I'm going to ask you to do a couple of little exercises. I hope you will do this with me. But you don't have to. You can just enjoy your tea if you want to. But if you want to, if you'd like to do these exercises with me, you could grab a pen or a piece of paper and draw a little battery, whatever kind of battery you like. It could be like a car battery or any other kind of battery. And that's going to be your internal happy battery. And last week we thought about what does that happy battery look like when it's running, it's a bit low, running a bit low, when you're not feeling that okay. But this week I want us to think about what it looks like when we're feeling okay. So there's lots of ways of doing this, but for today, so we draw our battery, then have a little think. There's a clue. With our thinking, what's our thinking like when we're feeling okay, when our happy battery's doing okay? For me, I notice, my thinking's a bit clearer. Tends to be more of the old happy thoughts and stuff like that. Positivity. What is your exercise levels, energy levels, for example, like when your battery's running well? Now, yes, I notice I will have more energy, I feel more active. Equally, I might be more relaxed. Somebody else might be more relaxed. I think I'm less restless when my happy battery is running well. So think about that. Think about the old brain. Think about the physical. Thinking about how you maybe think about how you interact with other people. So, for example, I know when my happy battery is doing well, in good nick, I'm a lot friendlier and with everybody, and less grumpy. Yes, if my battery was on the low side, I could be grumpy and even short-tempered. And I think that's pretty common as well. So have a think about that. What can you tell about your mood and your behaviour to other people? What does that tell you about your happy battery? So anyway, that's just for starters, because have a think about that after you've drawn your battery. Have a think about it, because it's good, I would say, to be aware the signs when our battery's low, but the signs when our battery's doing okay. We can keep topping up our battery and we keep looking after ourselves and nurturing ourselves. When it's good, keep it nice and up there. And then if something bad comes along, we've got a bit of energy in that battery, in that tank, to help us be more resilient. Okay, so we looked at signs for when the battery's in good health, and think about keeping it topped up. So then, how do we top up our emotional well-being battery? Well, I'm going to ask you to do another little bit of drawing. Now, I love this. You might not love it, but what I like to draw is, I think of it as like a happy alien. And this happy alien comes to me, and he or she helps me with maintain my emotional well-being battery. Now I draw this happy alien with a very, very big head. It holds his very big brain and his very big eyes, his or her very big eyes, or could be gender non-specific. So they've got a massive big head, and it's a beautiful big head. I'm not criticising the big head. Massive big head, and long arms with massive big hands on. And just because my piece of paper isn't big enough, this particular happy alien who helps me look after my emotional well-being battery, my happy battery, has got short legs. But at the end of his short legs, just because there wasn't room on the paper, at the ends of his short legs, there's some big feet. Now this happy alien, he presents like this to me to help me think about how I can maintain my happy battery. So he's got a little smile on his face, on her face, or his face, and he's got lovely big eyes, and he's got a massive big brain, and I'm even drawing that brain, his brain inside there, inside. So there we are now. So we've got our happy alien in front of us, and you can see him, can't, because you've joined me in drawing him or her, and he's got his nice big feet and all the big hands, big heart, big eyes, big brain, and all these things are going to help us think about what can charge our happy battery. I'm going to start at the bottom. So look at them big feet. The big feet are to remind us that activity and exercise, doing things, can charge that happy battery. There we go. Let's move up the body. Oh, the next thing we see are them big hands attached to them long arms. The big hands to help us remind ourselves and consider, and all these things are research backed. The big hands to remind that being part of things, feeling connected with other people, being part of groups or communities or families, having connections with other people, even if it's just going and having a cup of tea with a friend, that is good for our emotional well-being. It's a way we can charge our happy batteries. So nurturing connections, whether they're family, friends, at work, in a church, etc., communities that we can participate in. Moving on up again, that big heart, look at that lovely big heart. Again, all research backed, but hopefully this rings true with you, never mind the research, it rings true with you that when we help other people, the big heart is to remind us that when we're helping other people, that also helps us. So, for example, I don't know, if we're walking down the street and somebody says, "Excuse me, Cal, do you know where there's a..." They probably won't know my name. "Excuse me, sir or madam, do you know where there's a Timpson's around here?" Which is a lovely shoe repair shop we have here in England and the UK. "Do you know where there's a Timpson's around here?" And if I was, I do know where the Timpson's is, and I would tell that person where the Timpson's is, and I would enjoy it, telling them where Timpson's is, because it's a great shop. I'd say it's just down there, and then on your right, lovely bloke works in there, very helpful. and helping that person would do me some good as well. So yeah, helping others, well known for helping our own emotional well-being, boosting our happy battery, charging our happy battery. Now the alien's big eyes to remind us about noticing the positives, so noticing the good things that go on around us that we take part in, the things that have gone well. All those things are good for charging our emotional well-being battery. Oh, I feel a bit thirsty. Oh, I'm going to have a little sip of my tea. That is beautiful. I'm noticing how gorgeous that tastes. Oh, it is really nice. I hope yours is as nice as mine is. It's still lovely and warm. Pardon me. Oh, I do apologise. And then the fifth thing, no particular order, is that right at the top of the alien is that big brain. So exercising our brain, doing things that we usually do differently, or learning new things, learning a language, doing puzzles, doing quizzes, reading, all those kind of things. Anything exercising our brain is good for our emotional well-being as well. Now, you will no doubt think, oh, there's lots of things. I can think of things that operate on a few of those levels, and that's a brilliant thing, because yes, there are things that combine together to charge our batteries. So, for example, I'll give you an example from my current life. I like to play. I used to love playing sports, but getting older, things fall apart a bit, don't they? They have, in my case. They don't necessarily for everybody. Knees not as great as they used to be. So I miss sport. Now I have recently, in the last 6 years, discovered walking sports, and they're very lucky around here. There's lots of walking sports groups, and when you're doing the walking sports, so for example, I do the walking rugby and the walking cricket. So and these things are true for both of them. So they hit a lot of the things that the happy alien tells me to do. So yes, the walking rugby is particularly good at exercise. Lots of walking up and down, very good activity. Shimmering, twisting, and all that sort of stuff. Throwing the ball, fantastic, great exercise. The hands there, the reaching out, being connected. What a lovely bunch of people there. And it takes a while to get to know people, and in a natural way you get to know them. There's some lovely connections there. So yeah, anyway, emotional well-being is boosted by feeling part of that group. The heart, helping other people. Now I am not somebody who can help others with their walking rugby skills, for example, but I can notice when they've done a fantastic pass and say, that's a fantastic pass. Or I can encourage somebody who's feeling a bit downhearted about perhaps not such a good pass or dropping the ball. So I can help others in that scenario. So far I'm getting exercise, I'm feeling connected, I'm helping others. That's 3 out of 5. With the eyes noticing the positive, I might even notice when I did something good. A nice little shimmy, scored a beautiful try. So noticing the positive, noticing that my mate over there is having a really good day, noticing the positive, good for charging the emo happy battery. Thinking, now it is brain exercise as well, because to be honest, sometimes I think, is it best to throw it that way? Is it best to throw it the other way? You're thinking about tactics and stuff like that. So yes, you can touch all them things in many an activity. So think about what activities you do or what things you do that might touch more than one of those areas in the happy alien. So leaving you thinking about the happy alien now as we finish off our cup of tea, and I'll just say, pardon me, little tickle in the old throat. Thanks for joining me. Again, if you've joined me before, I mean, the wonderful thing about this internet and this podcast is initially on YouTube. This might be some year in the future, 2028 or something, and you might have listened to 40 other episodes before you come and listen to this one, so it could all be very confusing, but or you could have just listened to, this could be the first one, or you could have listened to the other two. The combinations are endless. Anyway, whatever it is, thank you for listening to this one. This has been episode 3. Next week, I'm going to do episode 4, and we're going to look at a fast charge for that happy battery, charging it fast, and it's something that some people will call flow. Anyway, boosting, how can we fast charge that happy battery of ours? So we'll talk about that next week. I hope today's episode has been a gentle, nice cup of tea, little boost of your email web. I hope everything is going well for you, and you're doing well, and sending out them positive vibes to you, my friend, and hopefully you'll join me again for another nice cup of tea. See you soon. Take care. Bye for now.